Okay, thank you.
Hey.
133.
I was in a business meeting the last 2 hours. Sorry.
Good business or bad
By
business?
Zoom, but I extended I thought I'd be done. Yeah, good business for me.
Good.
What's
Good.
going on with the news? Any information?
Oh, for the time being, he's got more electoral votes, but
No, let's wait and see.
nothing
Yeah,
in
but
the
have
West.
any of the important states come in? Have they called any of the states?
Louisiana.
No, I'm talking about Georgia, North Carolina.
No,
not yet.
Is he leading in those states?
Half and half.
Let's wait and see. Looks like it's okay. Let's wait and see.
Any information on Pennsylvania?
Seems to be leading in Pennsylvania for the moment, but you don't.
He's leading.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't know because last time he was leading.
No, that doesn't mean anything yet. Okay, it's too
Right.
early. Wait another 3 days. You know this country. Okay.
Okay, Kuflam Gimel. Hahu de palgina l'nichse la'atse livnei. A man gave away his nechasim, half of it to his wife, half to his son. Shayr chadikla, but he left a palm tree that he didn't give to any of them. Savar Ravina Lameimar, less le'ela chadikla. A Maimar thinks that perhaps he held on to the palm tree, and that's the only thing that she can collect her ksuba from.
Why?
Amarle Rav Yemel Ravina. Because remember, he distributed half of his assets to his wife. So why did he leave a palm tree? So she can collect the palm tree. Amarle Rav Yemel Ravina ilesla. If she loses her right to collect her ksuba from the other assets, meaning she's given up on her ksuba, chadikla nami lesla, then she shouldn't get that dikla, she shouldn't get the palm tree either.
By simply accepting what he gave her, she's giving up the ksuba.
Well, if he would have not kept anything, if he would have just distributed 50-50, so we certainly would have said she gave up her ksuba.
Oh, okay.
But he kept a palm, which is connected to the ground. And remember, the ksuba is leaned to karka.
Yes.
So perhaps that's what he had in mind. So, but the Gemara rejects that. If she can take the palm as her ksuba, she didn't lose the right to get her ksuba from the other assets to collect if they are there. Meaning, if her ksuba was worth more than 50% of what let's say her ksuba is valued at 60%, and she only got 50, she can get another 10% from the son that was given to.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. A shchibara can, if he writes all of his assets to a strange person, roy. In roy liyorsho, if that person was an heir of his, like one of his sons, then noitlin mishum yerusha. Then what we give him is called a yerusha. And we'll see in a minute what the nafkamina is. Now, the imlav, if he's not a yoresh, if he's a strange person, then he gets it noitlin mishum matan. Rav Nachman gan v'gnuvi lamala. I don't understand. You're like a thief. Remember, Rav Yochanan ben Broika said that if you give it to somebody who's yoresh, you can give it to him as a yoresh, and let him just say, "Ei malach Rav Yochanan ben Broika." It's following Rav Yochanan ben Broika, who says that he can designate his Yerusha to anyone that he wants, as long as he's his Yoresh, except for the Bechor part, like we learned on Shabbos. Dilma kiha kamret de'ahud have a kashachiv. He's a goises, and he doesn't have any sons. The Amrulay, and they said to this Goisis, who should we give your money to? Dima Leploinia? Should we give it to Chaim Yankel? V'Amrlu El Laman. Who else should I give it to? V'Amrit Lon Allah. Imroy Leyorsha. If that guy that we were talking about is an heir, then Noitli Mishum Yerusha. Then he gets it, and it's called Yerusha. The Imlav Noitli Mishum Matan. Amrlay in Hachi Kamina. That's exactly what I'm talking about. And Lamai Hilchasa. What does it make a difference? How we designate what was given to him, whether it's a Matan or Yerusha. Savar Ravada Bar Ahava Kamei Derava Lemeimar Imroy Leyorsho. For example, if he was an heir, Almanason Nizonis Menachasa. Just like if a father dies and leaves his assets to his Yisoimi, his almana is given mezoinos from the assets of the Yisoimim, then since it was a Yerusha, she can continue to get mezoinos from that asset. But if it was a gift and not a Yerusha, the imlav ein almanason is benachosov, then the almana has no right to eat from it. Amalei Rava, I understand migra gora. Why should the almana's strength be less if it was a matana as opposed to Yerusha? Hashli Yerusha to Araisa. Yerusha is Araisa. And Ahmed Amanasan is Minchasav. Yet we said the widow gets to be fed from those mezoinas. B'matana. Now, when a shchivara gives a matana, that's only drabana. Lo kol shekain, that a wife should get mezoinas from that. El Amar Rava, then we have to give another explanation why we designate something as Yerusha or matana. If someone says, I want to give you my assets, after you die, I want it to fall to another guy. So, Imai Rishon Roy Liyorsho, the first guy who is his son, then when he dies, he gives them to his own heirs. And it can't go to the other guy. Ain l'shenim makam rishon klum, because it's a Yerusha. And it's not, nechasai lach is ain loshem etana loshem Yerusha. If Yerusha ain't lehafsik. You can't break up a Yerusha. Once it goes from one person to another, that Yerush has it. And if he dies, his Yorshim get it. It can't be transferred to a third party. But if it's a matana, it could go to, I gift it to this guy, and after your death, I gift it to the next guy. Amalei Rav Nachman. Vaha ifsika. He himself said, Nechsayelach v'acharayich leploini. So there is a hefsek, even by Yerusha. Who's savar, he holds that Yerusha can also stop, yesh lahefsek, and can give it to a third party. But Brachmana Amar ein lahefsek. The Torah overrides it and says it cannot go to the third party. I'm giving you a gift, all my assets, and after you, I'm giving it to Chaim Yankel. V'rishon roy liyorshav. And that guy who is given the gift is somebody who would be an heir. If that guy died, Shachav Rishon, the Sheni, who was supposed to get it after the Rishon, came, also Sheni Kotova, came to Bezdin and said, I want my assets. It's supposed to go to him and then to me after. Savar of Elish, Kamei Rav Lemeimar, Sheni Nami Shakil. He has a right to take, just like the heirs of the guy who died. Amar Le Rava said, Dayani dechatzos to'acha Dayani. It's like a compromise judge. He's giving half here, half there. It's like a pshara. Isn't it Lavayna Shishlach Lavacha Barava Avya that if it's a Yerusha, it stops and the Sheni doesn't get anything? Ichsif Rav Elish was embarrassed. Kari Alei, he called. Rava said, Ana Hashem b'atochi Shema. This was from Hashem. that before you made a mistake, I wanted to correct you. Mishnah. He gave all of his assets to strangers as a gift. Viniach banav, and the sons didn't get anything. Mashasa asui. A person has a right to give a gift in his lifetime and not leave a penny to his children. Ela ein ruach chachamim noichemen. The chachamim are not happy with him. It's going to cause them anger because nachla deraisa is supposed to flow to the children. But Rosh Gamliel Omer, im lohayu banav nohayim kishura, if his children were not acting properly, then what he did by cutting them off is a good thing. Iboilu. Did the Chachamim, the Tanakama, argue with Rosh Gamliel that no matter what, even if they don't act properly, they agree with Rosh Hashanah that it's a good thing? Allah. Or maybe they agree with him. Toshma. Yosef ben Yoezer. He was one of the Zugos in the period of Vaishem. Hailo ben Shalaya Noi Kishur. He had a son that was not behaving well. Havale Ilyasa Dedinu. Yosef ben Yoezer had a basket of gold coins. And he didn't want to leave it over to his son. Kam Akadshe, he was Magdish to the Beis HaMikdash. So he was left with no assets. The son went and married the daughter of the guy who made the crowns for Yanai HaMelech. Oilide Dvisu, his wife gave birth. Zavid Labinta, so the husband bought for him a fish. The husband bought for his wife a fish. Kara, they tore open the fish. Ashkech ba maglisa. They found a magnificent pearl in the belly of the fish. He wanted to sell it. Amr lay, so his wife said to him, Lotum Taila Malka. Don't go sell it to the house of the king. They're gonna trick you, and they're gonna buy it from you for a cheap price. Zil Amtilagabi Gizbor. Go to the treasures of the Beis HaMikdash, let them buy it. And Lotashaima, you don't give it a valuation. Because if you're gonna say a low price, they'll take the low price. You'll be stuck with it. Let the treasure of the Beis HaMikdash, let they give it a value. And the husband listened to his wife. The wife gave him smart advice. Amtiu, he brought the pearl to them. And they valued it at 13 baskets of golden. Remember we said that the Yossi ben Yoezer had one golden basket. And this pearl was valued at 13 golden baskets. Armory law, Sheva Ika, it's a lot of money. We have 7 to pay you cash now. But Shis Leka, we're lacking 6 of them, and we'll have to. So Amr Lahu, you know what? Sheva Havuli, I'll take the 7, and Shis Arein Mukdashas L'Shamayim. The other 6 you don't have to give me. I'm being magdishit. Amdu v'kosvu. They wrote Yosef ben Yoezer hichnis achas, ubno hichnis sheish. Right? The father had given 1 basket, and he gave 6. The son gave 6. Ve'ikidi amri. Yosef ben Yoezer hichnis achas. Ubno hotzi sheva. This was like a bad way of describing it, that the father gave us 1 basket and the son took 7 from us. Now, midika amri hichnis, that the son of Yosef ben Yoezer, they're praising him. Michlal de Shapir of it. that they're saying that when Yosef ben Yoezer disinherited his son and didn't give him anything, and he gave it to the Beis Hamikdash, if they praised it, if it was a bad thing, they wouldn't praise it. So the Gemara says, Adi Rabba, just the Av Pum Fakir. Midika Amri Hoitzi, that when it said that they sort of denigrated the son by saying he took out Mechlad de Lashapir of it, that the guy's father, Yosef ben Yoezer, didn't do good that he disinherited him. So the Gemara says it doesn't help, it doesn't prove one way our question whether the Chachamim are moided Rav Shimon Gamliel. My Avialo, what's the halacha? Toshma, Amalei Shmuel Rav Yehuda, Shinana, you have long teeth. Lo tehevi bi avuri achasanta. Don't be present when they remove a Yerusha from someone who deserves to get the Yerusha. Vafilu mi brabisha lebratova. And even from a bad son to a good son. Kol sheken mi bra lebarta. And certainly when they move it from a son to a daughter, don't be involved in those things. Because the Chachamim are not moed at all to this thing of Rav Shimon Gamliel, that if for some reason the father doesn't like the child because it didn't act well, that they can cut him off. The Chachamim are not happy. Person's children were not behaving well. He was the greatest Talmid of Hillel. Yonasan ben Uziel is known for the Targum in Nevi'im, right? The Yonasan ben Uziel that we have when we learn Nach, that's Yonasan ben Uziel. Ma also Yonasan ben Uziel. So Yonasan ben Uziel got this gift. Mochar Shlish, he sold a third so that for his needs. Higdish Shlish, he gave a third to the Beis HaMikdash. V'hichzir Labonav Shlish, that son who the father stiffed, Yonasan ben Uziel gave a third of the assets to the son. Bo'alav Shammai b'makla v'termila. Shammai came to chastise Yonasan ben Uziel because the Yonasan ben Uziel didn't follow the will of the father, because he gave some of it back to the son. Armer lo Shammai, imatay yachol hotzi, es masha macharti, umasha higdashti. If you can, because I sold a third, if you can get back the money of the stuff that I sold, or get back what I was magdish, atayachol lahotzi mashech zarti. You can take as well what I gave to the son. The story will continue tomorrow. Okay,
Tomorrow at 8.
Tomorrow at 8.